Cress Welsing. I remember first getting that book, The ISIS Papers, back in 95. I think it was 1995. Anyway, so I just want to, I'm just commenting and getting the shit out of my head of this one particular part of the book and just understand the symbolism of things. A lot of people see her as brilliant, and she definitely was that. How she broke everything down through symbolism, where you could definitely see it, was just mind-blowing when I read it. Like, wow, I'm like, this is insane. The world is insane. But it's just funny how there are people that come along at the right time in your life as you're growing or whatever, and you come across particular books or interviews or documentaries on particular people, and it's at the right time, and you learn something. You come out of there with a new view on things in life. You know, it helps advance you and it aids you. But here's the thing about this particular portion of the book. This is about the pool table analogy, which it isn't just an analogy. But what was brilliant about it, because she's more than brilliant, I'm gonna explain that in a second. She broke down the world. She used the pool table to explain racism, you know, and how this works, especially with, you know, black people. You'll notice just the pool table itself. Most pool tables, you know, there's other colors of tables now. You know, people got all fancy with it, but the common table was always that green table with the wooden outline or whatever. So she broke that down as in making you view that's the earth that we live on, right? Even though we know we ain't got blue people or whatever, but those colored balls, all them different colors of balls, represent the different groups of ethnicities, races, whatever you want to call it, of people. But there's one ball that is, you know, not there. It's on the other end of the table, and it's the ball that hits the other balls and go throughout the game trying to basically kill. This is crazy. Trying to kill. You knock the ball in a hole. You know, some games, everybody, you know, some people call the pocket where you're going to hit the ball into on every ball. But then, you know, some games it's just like until you get to the 8 ball, then you call the pocket or whatever. But anyway, either way, the white ball is trying to annihilate. That's what it really is. All the other different groups or colors of balls on the table. And the last ball is going against to win the game is the 8 ball, which happens to be the black ball. So you got the cue ball, the white ball, which is the one that hits the balls and annihilate all the other. But the last one left, the last man standing, is that 8 ball, the black ball. Seeing her breakdown of this, you know, explaining it through race, and then how the last ball, which is the 8 ball, is the one you call the pocket on. And if you scratch on that ball, you know, the cue ball, the white ball hits the 8 ball, and then the white ball go in the hole, and the 8 ball don't. Or if the 8 ball and the white ball go in the hole, you know, happen to go into the hole, then the cue ball, the person automatically loses the game. She explained it like the last one is the black man, and you can't make a mistake when you're trying to annihilate him, or you would lose as the cue ball, as the white man or whatever. But here's the thing that's really, really intriguing to me, right? Is that the symbolism, right? So one end of the table, you got all these different colors of ball on the earth, all these different races of people on the earth, and then on the other end you have the white ball, the cue ball, and the white man on the other end. You'll notice something unique. All of those different colors of ball are formed into a pyramid, and they're all together. They're united. They're literally put together in a pyramid, united. And the aggressor, which is the white ball, aggresses them. And I can get into pyramids being all over the dark countries of the world. So I can throw that in where I'm saying maybe all of those different groups were united once upon a time in history. And then when this guy came along, his whole mission was, first, you got to break. At the beginning of the pool game, you break. That means you separate you hit it hard as you can, and you end up separating all these different groups that was once united. So now they're divided on the earth. They're all over the table. And because they are now divided, he could easily just pick off one at a time until he get to the final one, which is the 8 ball. And he could take his time in doing it. You know what I mean? He got time. But like I said, can't make a mistake on that 8 ball in the end. Because you can scratch on the other ones and you can get the cue ball back, and it can go continue to fight or continue the game. But notice that the cue ball is the one that aggresses the group, breaks them up and divide them, and then proceeds to one by one annihilate them all. And this is so crazy. This is deep. And what else is unique about it? What else is unique about it? This is where her brilliance turned into being prophetic to me. I think that sometimes, you know, what we call, you know, some people call God or the creator or creators, or however you know, see how we came into existence. That's on each and every individual. That's your perception. I use the word creator, and I'm just explaining it to where sometimes the creator can send somebody, can deliver through the ethers a particular thought that goes into the human being through the ether, and the way it become a thought and idea or whatever. And I think that she was chosen because she was on a path anyway, and she ended up writing prophecy, not just psychology of the mind of a human being and the way he thinks in relation to racism or whatever, or supremacy. I think that it became her thing is coded prophecy, right? So now we living in a time where I watch just in this country alone, like with all, you know, this new leadership and the things that he's doing, dismantling everything, you know, coming at the different groups, just like on the pool table, coming at all the different groups, right? You know, you could be Mexican, you could be just Honduran, Puerto Rican, Central American, whatever, you know what I mean? From Africa, whatever. But he's literally taking all these people and yanking them out of the country. you know, just like hitting them in the hole on the pool table. And now, you know, slowly getting to us, you know what I'm saying, slowly getting to us. And now he's at the 8 ball. So just the other day alone, the Civil Rights Voting Act, you know, basically been dismantled. And this definitely affects black people, people we call black people in America, which I ain't got no issues with being called black. I don't know why people do. I like the word. I like that word. And it's deeper than anything negative connotation they try to put on it. Black is deeper than that. But anyway, so now we're the last one. He definitely is trying to take us on up out of here. But here's the thing, there can't be a mistake, because now that you're going all the way into this pool game, you know now you're at the last one, and you plotted this shit out, you plotted your game out well. But here's the thing, the 8 ball is going to end up being victorious in the end. It's without a doubt in my book. It's going to get hit around and battered around the table. It's going to be our ongoing trying to put it in the hole. But the cue ball is going to scratch on this 8 ball. And getting back to that 8 ball, something I was going to say earlier is that when we see the number 8, we see infinity, the black ball, and we see the number infinity on it. Just let that symbolism sink in. Infinity, like forever. We are the beginning, the alpha, and we're the end, the omega, because everything comes from it. Even the one who's trying to destroy everything else on the table, everything on the table, it even came from the 8 ball. So Frances Cress was a prophet, because it's happening as the pool table. It's happening right now. So she is one of the prophets to me, and I can go into all her other symbolism, but I just thought about that one today for some reason, and I just blew my own mind again, even years after reading that book 30 years ago. It's blowing my mind right now. Like, she was not just psychologically breaking this thing down, she was prophesizing. And sometimes you ain't even conscious of what you're doing. When you're being prophetic, you're just saying something that was in your mind. You don't even know why or how it got there, but it did, because it was implanted in it. You became a prophet. She's a prophet.